Gentlemates, they might just be the real deal here. An absolute demolition of Team Heretics on map 1. I'm your host, Yingsun, back here with Kakuka and Billy. Are we on the hype train yet? Is this the new Heretics? You know, like how Heretics last year was doing this to other teams? Are Gentlemates the new Heretics?
A little bit of KC, I'm going to say. You know, like I get that vibe of a rider of Kickoff. Dare to say, love the dual duelist and what they were doing. I mean, Click and Mini were just different on everyone. We know Heretics for so many good, how good their plans have been. But today, they still have not showed up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to look into it too deeply with that being Gentlemate's map pick. I was expecting them to go into it and do very well, but it does pose a good question. Are they actually what we think they might be?
I mean, Champs is in Paris. Gentlemates, you know, if they were to make it, one of the franchises making it, it's only good for us. I'm on the hype train. I am definitely
love to
on
see
the
that happening.
hype train. Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned Mini as well. Gentlemates Mini, that is, not the other one. But because this is an absolute shock, right? If we came here today being like, they're going to run double duelist, you probably don't expect Mini to be on it.
He got the 301. Does he make it into the debuts, knowing that it was the first time that he was playing on the Euro? Yes,
he's not Turkish, but
yeah, we can still, you know, we can still put it there. I think that the way he was moving around the map, he was locking down sites time after time. He was never good for just one. He's at least good for 2 or 3. As I'm saying, as a Sentinel is brilliant, but it's so good to see that he is coming to this league willing to go the extra mile and have this kind of performance as a new agent.
Yeah, I mean, I was absolutely blown away by Mini's performance on the Yoru. He was the top 2 KJ and Cypher player when we look back at Ascension groups, and now he's up in VCT and he's playing things like Yoru. I love the flexibility that he's already providing for this Gentlemate side.
Yeah, the Sentinel to Duelist pipeline is a real thing. It is a real thing. We love to see it. However, when it comes to role swaps on the other side of this for Team Heretics, we theorized, are they going to do it? Will Boo and Vut swap, but you know, the controller initiator around, they did. I mean, you probably can't just blame this, right, for their loss on that map, but certainly, Billy, when they weren't playing on these agents, they had a bit more success.
Yeah, I think for me, looking at Boo's role swap, it is a little bit difficult. I can see why they want to kind of move him onto that KO. Perhaps it's more the fact that they want to play him as part of the pack, so he can go and make pressure around the rest of the map. But yeah, I don't know. It left me leaving wanting more, to be frank.
I think that we still have a lot to see about this role swap. For the side of Wood, we know him to be very flexible. He's always down to take literally the flex position in the team. There's a hole, there's one agent that we need to play, I'll be the one doing it, and he will succeed in doing so. But on the other side, specifically on this map, we had players like Kadabra that for those retakes and everything that we were seeing from Gentlemates had so much impact.
Yeah, they did indeed. And as we head to Fracture, of course, this is Heretics map pick. We've seen so many different comps on this map, you know. Everybody seems to have their own identity of what they want to play here. What do you think that Heretics could potentially bring out?
I would like to see them try some of the newer agents, you know, like bringing something exclusive onto the board. As we're saying, they had the extra week. They for sure have seen something, even if it's not in this region.
Boo on Tejo?
Yeah, I'll be super down. Like, you know, we have all this...
Sorry. Carry on. Sorry.
We have all these IGLs just moving into this. It was Mr. Fallen earlier today. I think that if they want to make a change, that'd be pretty good.
Not only have they had the extra week though, they've had all of the off season due to having no changes. So you'd like to think that they've been innovating during that time and hopefully being able to lead the way. I really want to see a Vise from Benji Fishy personally. I just think that if there's an agent out there that he should play and we want to implement a new one, it should be the Vise.
What about some chamber? I'll be down for some chamber action. Yeah. And also, I hope that Miniboo has a better performance on this second map. 315 for the first one is definitely not the way that you want to start the year. But hey, we've all been there. I know we have literally all of us been there.
I've never left there. I am still at the restaurant getting pie every night. That's me. That's literally my life story. But on the other side of this, Gentlemates, of course, they didn't play Fracture last week. They will play Fracture this week. And maybe some Click Neon. How do we feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, that wouldn't overly shock me, to be honest. I'm more intrigued to find out, are they going to chuck Mini back onto that Sentinel, and what does that Sentinel look like? We know he's good on the Killjoy. We know he's good on the Cypher. Does he go for something new, like we say that Team Heretics might do? Is he going to chuck a Deadlock in there? Is he going to chuck a Vise in there? Yeah, I think it's all very open for interpretation at the moment.
I want him to move out of the like the Sentinel to Duelist pipeline. I want him to stay in the Duelist part because he's so confident right now. And this would be the perfect time to throw another surprise, but we are going to be disappointed a little bit.
Yeah, Wood is back in the Initiator, now playing Tejo. Benji Fish in the Cypher makes a lot of sense. Boo back into that Astra. This is technically what should be the most comfortable. And now on the right side, we're actually going to see Mini moving away from that, either Sentinel or Duelist, now into the Initiator. And Zipan is also on his controller era.
Yeah, I mean, deciding to play Kadabra on the Sentinel instead. I really like this, though. I think the synergy that Mini, Robbie BK, and Click had in that previous map, you know, you've seen them in the videos. They were all hyping each other out. They're all shouting. So I think that sets Click up really well to be able to ask Robbie BK or Mini for any sort of supportive utility. But looking at Heretics as well, I'm just more interested to see how do they implement that Tejo.
Yeah, and not every day you see Zipan on the brim as well. Looking forward to seeing what Mini can go up against Mini Boo here with Boo on the other side and Mini on the mic. What do you make of that, Pansy?
3 minis too many, I guess. 1 is just fine for me, but for now we do focus on what's in front of us, I guess. And I've got to start with the Heretics comp here because it's caught my eye. I feel Genomates is quite traditional in approach. So let's kind of look into what we're seeing from Heretics. What do you make of it? Just, you know, eye test alone.
I'm glad we're seeing a Teo. I'm very confused why we're seeing a Sky. I'll be honest, like I don't think there's any synergies between Sky and his composition. I like the Astra, I like the Teo. I would love to see a Breach here instead of the Sky. But they're going to have to prove to me in the server like why they picked this guy, basically.
And again, that's kind of what we're here to do, because for Heretics, traditionally we haven't seen too much of them in this map either. This was not really something that was played in their, you know, heyday, but Mini doing much better already. After a very quiet map 1, already getting started with a bang here in map 2 in this 3v2.
Yeah, and Heretics have already got good positions over the spike, so it's going to be very difficult for mates. They're going to have to duel their way out. And it's not enough.
Nice work from Heretics there.
I think back to my point about, like, usually you see the Sova and the Fade played on this map because of their drones. And we have a drone from Teo, like a very strong drone. Like, it's not quite a Sova drone in some instances, but I think on this map is more than enough. And I think the Breach on this map is already a very strong agent. And it only combos, like, it only is elevated by Teo. So it's like, I'll pack it for now. I'll try and explain what we see from the Sky. Maybe there are things that they've got that I'm kind of unaware of.
Well, you'd hope so, right? This is their map choice, and if we're going to hold them to the highest of standards, which we should be, we have to see the validity in it, right? Because, again, the other regions are looking good, so... Yeah.
So immediately part of their hands being revealed to me that, you know, the Teo being used for the aiming control, I'm going to be playing that 3 towards A. We can use the Teo drone to do things like this, push out. And then on the other side of the map, I suspect for a lot of the game we're going to use the Sky and the Cypher to hold strong. And here we see a crunch coming down on the south side for Heretics.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about the timing on this one. I don't think they expected to explore that much further. Yeah, it was such a nice crunch coming out from Heretics.
So it's the drone. It wasn't just the drone, it was the Sky Flash. So they got info on both sides, and it looks like part of their game plan might be to continue these south side crunches, depending on what information they got on what side.
Okay, if they bring it in proactively, then I'm all aboard this. I guess the info off the back of the Flash is viable as a way to do it. Boo gonna look to keep this one very, very clean. And Benji gets there in the end. Lovely stuff for them. 5 still standing, so for Heretics, this is good. This is a nice kind of course correction after a really rough map 1.
And on this map, we've got a defense side on Fracture that plays a lot like attack sides on other maps. Like, we can go aggressive and do big things. So on this bonus round, I expect something big, and we can see Heretics already grouping up for 4 on B, some kind of push potentially.
Yes, this should do.
Big fight towards tree.
Yeah, we'll see.
This goes here.
How this goes. This is a pretty deadly little bonus. Still got that Vandal on Mini Boo, so he's the one who could be the kind of main one to bring this in. And yeah, already springing in, taking a lot of space, willing to challenge on it. You can see all the util really forcing them, and the angle above the top, that is stunning.
Yeah, that's one we haven't seen for a while. It feels like just yesterday, Defo was doing that to me.
You've been on the receiving end of some of these things. And it's nice kind of getting some of these throwbacks mentally to this map because, again, you guys were one of the forerunners at it. EG back in the day, we had some really strong teams. So seeing some of those little elements early on being brought back. Now, is this going to equate to a misread here? I'm not too sure. Because I think the drone did catch a little bit of info, but Boo still holding some really solid ground, and Cadaver making a bit of a meal of it. Makes now Rienz's life a little bit easier, can focus on the one side. And this is the bonus, and they're holding this so well.
Yeah, not overstaying their welcome anywhere. Robbie BK did a good job of kind of faking towards the Sands area there, but ultimately the rounds come down to that duel on Arcade, I think.
And the difficulty now becomes trying to lean in towards this site, up against the Cypher still. Got all the util in play. Going through Sand will at least give them a step into the site, but Miniboo just sitting just on the corner of that smoke! That spray was lovely! Taking away Robbie as well, and Zipan's options have gone from some to near on none. And Rienz might be the one to get it. He is. Heretics looking like themselves again here in the in zone flawless.
Yeah, a complete mirror of what we saw in Abyss, where mates went up early with the pistol, converted the bonus. Heretic looking like they might be about to do the exact same to mates. And it's a good map, as I said, to do that kind of thing on. Like seeing the aggression from Heretics. Like last map, they weren't scared, but they weren't fearless, I don't think.
Yes.
And this is a map where you can be fearless, and you're rewarded on this defense for it.
And I'm just so happy seeing Miniboo bounce right back in. Yep. It feels like a night and day performance, right? Already super comfortable. Plans in mind. And Rienz is in the right place for this, but Sheriff's on the other side. He's got the support here. Ult ready for Miniboo. There we go. That should be enough of an alert here, at least for now.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what their protocols are of things like this. If they want to push out or they want to hold sets. It's going to be a big question mark for me.
So far, sitting on towards site. Rienz just farming from down below. Woot there with him. Just temporary crossfire set up really diligently. Very hard to divide and conquer coming in towards this site from just that singular approach. And Gentlemates looking lost here. Heretics way better at this thus far.
Yeah, I think this is the round we need. It's this round. It's all down to this round. I think that the stairs push from Heretics caught mates off guard, kind of in an unfortunate way. That just one angle over the top. And the rounds like this, it's just those low buys that you expect Heretics to convert.
So well, I think you're right. Do or die.
Operator buy here from Miniboo though is an interesting one, Fracture. Not typically the most operator heavy map, but it might be one of those little things that makes is surprised by again.
Definitely a line to work with down here. There are two players, and the timing, close as anything. He actually takes a little bit of damage himself, but now forced away, and the operator will be added to the checklist.
Yeah, very slow approach from mates. Looks like we're going to go for some kind of B crunch, but again, the proactivity from Miniboo. Yeah,
re-aggressing, and he might get the timing right. I wonder. Miniboo just really close corner, would be hard to clear, but the camera's watching for it. Oh, that's where it falls apart. Cadaver catching both. Finding Benji first was perfect. And now the site should be theirs. The plant should be on. Boo trying to get some pressure on the backlines, but look at the stall out here. Really frustrating for him. Wood might be overwhelmed through the smoke as well. The flash is stunning. Cadaver, the one to claim it, but it could have been any. And Rienz and Boo, their position should be really well considered. Very few options. You can already see the molly there as well. Can you slip around the side of it? I don't even think so. Might be time to call it on this one. I don't know what else you're going to get through from it.
Yeah, I like the reaction from mates there to push into the CT, knowing the flank was coming. There's a common reaction you saw some of the best teams in Fracture use. It's good to see that mates has that in their wheelhouse.
And I do now wonder about repeatable success, because we have seen now real proactivity from Heretics, which is fine. But you even question mark that operator this early. It can be used fine, but it didn't really find its footing here. Do you think they can just bounce back by not running it, or do you think this kind of proactive approach is something they want to run again and again?
I think after that first miss, I think that on the weak side, they only had two on that B side. To get proactive again was a mistake. The people on A main were the people who got proactive later. We didn't quite see it because we're kind of focused on that operator on the stairs. But A main is where we saw a push out from. I would like to have seen that more coordinated across the map. Or just leave the op on that B side.
Yeah.
And then let that push come out from A main. A little bit of like overzealousness Fearlessness, maybe. But
Yeah. And you kind of let them have one round of it, I feel. We see how many they get away with, but such early map control from the Teo. It allows Wu to get one away from this ult so quickly.
yeah, Fracture's a map where you need to be really thinking about these orbs. The best teams are always going to figure out ways when they're like one away to always get them. And that Teo, Teo Salvos in A main is going to be one way. And again, we see this drone coming through for the push on A main.
So much coming towards him though. The pace is pretty much spot on here. Click could be a real issue. Benji might have to walk the smoke here in a second, or maybe just wait and hope that no one clears him just yet. Click's already gone down, and actually Benji's rewarded, playing perfectly on the edge of the smoke there in the end. I was worried that maybe Click's rocket could find him, but no, in the end they're fine. And Robbie and Zipan are left pretty much behind the wheel, but Robbie gonna isolate Boo, gets a pick on this. Zipan's got sight, he's a little worried about stairs. Oh my god, Robbie trying to make plays. The spike now left deep behind that smoke, put Zipan in a really tough spot. 36 seconds. You're not feeling like these options are there for you.
I don't hate him just
30 seconds left.
and saving, to be quite honest with you.
I wonder if Benji will even allow it on the touch of that orb. Already takes a glance. Benji's curiosity becomes undeniable. Sees the orb still there and clears back through. Knowledge is key now. 10 seconds. Is he going for this one? Yeah, not going to happen. Benji just taking all that space away. Well timed and well positioned.
The site hold from Brienz and Benji on this B site reminds me of their Sunset a little bit, where they would play the Sova Cypher, and there's the same duo with their kind of creative. I'm sure they've been on the server together creating these little setups, and I think for mates, having to deal with it the first time ever without any footage is a lot easier to be like, okay, Benji puts the cage here, he puts the wire here, all we got to do is do this. Mates don't have that privilege. You're going to have to problem solve that on the fly. I do think deeper into the game, that kind of hard hold on B with the Sky and the Cypher shouldn't be too successful if it keeps happening. It does, to me, the B side of the map, you saw EG, famously, they would be off the site quite a lot when they're on the two-man side. And that was kind of played more for a retake. Trying to hold it is more of a mix-up in my opinion. So we'll see how that plays later on. So far so good, but you gotta flag it. Heretics are, you know.
And this, I guess, then brings us into the question of how good are Gentlemates at solving problems on the fly, because this does come down to kind of conversations between, I imagine, Robbie and the coaches and everyone else. Is this something they can fix or come up with quickly, or is this not a problem they can solve yet? Because we haven't really seen them in this position. We've seen a close game between them and Apex, but I don't think it was that sort of situation ever.
Yeah, I think they should be okay. One thing that might stick out to them is here on A main. They know that the salvos are coming in, and it looks like the timeout might be something to do with adjusting to that, like maybe trying to beat the salvos or going after them. But this round, Heretics aren't interested at all. North side crunch for Heretics.
Cadaver's there to at least get the information of that and get that, yeah, pure north side crunch. You can see it as well with that Sky Flash coming in, 5 players towards it. I don't know if there's going to be a call for speeding up, so I don't know how much info they really got away from it.
I think they need to accelerate here, and if they get the spike down as big, because Zipan has this Brim ult in the post, if Heretics let this spike go down, it's going to be a rough retake.
It really could be. For themselves, they've got re-enters on, and they do have Woots, though, so that could be something. A tap on the spike, maybe very aware of the potential, but an open main plant here. And aggression, Mini and Click trying to get proactive towards CT, and Miniboo farming them both. And the ult seems a little bit out of sorts here. This looks almost unwinnable, but maybe there's still something in them. But this ult is deadly here. Can clear through the site so well, forcing them forward. Robbie, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Wood has made this site completely unholdable from that position. Kadavra makes a go of it, but Heretics play it back in beautifully.
Yeah, Heretics had that cam on the site to check to inform where this tail was going to be used it appropriately. I really didn't like Mates' proactive push into CT. Usually, I'm a fan of those kind of proactive pushes, but the win condition this round was their post plan. They had a good open plant, they had a Brim molly, they had a Brim ult. All they need to do is buy time, keep buying time, and then we use it. You know, Heretics did have that tail ult to work with, but I think in that situation, they're more than fine to just play. You know, if they want to get aggressive, be aggressive in Sands. Don't overcommit into CT, in my opinion.
That's an opportunity gone. 6-1 now. Heretics almost doing the same sort of scoreline, right back to Gentlemates that we saw on map 1, obviously ending in at 13-4. But for now, Heretics look well prepared here. This seems like a show of force as well. No direct approach, but a lot of interest over towards this north side by Dish. Rien's waiting. There was a flash in hand, but I think going for the dog instead.
Yeah, it was a nice little idea where Boo would take contact. If he hits anything, then Rien's going to flash, and they just double swing and kill all the flash people. Nice little micro setup. Here, Mini Boo is going to take contact. You might see Benji swing off of it.
Oh, starting to see some of those brilliant mechanics from Heretics.
I think there's a lot of these micro plays. Like, I don't know how they come up with them, but I think that I would imagine the players are kind of working on these together in some
Just
respect.
like server time,
just little ideas. They're not
Yep.
big. Just I face here and then you swing off me kind of ideas.
Lovely. Big info coming in. Kind of forcing the hand here, clear through the site. We're away, but Heretics aren't far. They are actually playing ahead of these smokes. The drop down comes in. Woot, Rien's perfectly shoulder to shoulder. Cadaver is irrelevant. It's 3 alive here. This is a different look from Heretics. These guys look sharp on this map. Totally different from map 1, where they looked kind of stunned out of the server. Cadaver's options are pretty much zero. The spike is so deep within their hands. It ain't gonna happen. Mini, this is the Heretics we were expecting.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Even the decision to flood there, quite often you'd see a team kind of wait for the retake.
Yes.
Those kind of big teams on Fracture, there's Fanatics and EGs historically. But in that context, they know they're coming out of Dish. A Dish, yeah. A tiny little choke point to jump out of. Just get ahead of it. What are they going to do? They've got to jump down some tin choke.
And watching it again, as you said, there's those little small setups, those kind of like swings on contact, off angles there. It's really, and I think you're right, it's one of the biggest strengths that does get overlooked quite a lot, because it's very easy to see the bigger picture sometimes and not see those little, tiny setups back and forth that they have that just work wonders for them, that they can just depend on at least to get them one full back away. Really pleasant. For the other side, for Gentlemates, not pleasant. Bad times all ahead. 1 hero rifle on Click, the rest are on Sheriffs and a Ghost. So, good luck. Are they going to try and beat those salvos? It looks like they're going to at least get Click forward, but to what end? Woot's already there. This is a really strong A main hold.
A little bit desperate from Mates, to be honest. I know they've got to do something big in a round where they've only got 1 Vandal, but solo Click without much support might not be the one.
No, and Heretics are going to get more confident. Again, you're seeing this now. You know, the sort of buy you're up against. Look at it. Where are you meant to go? Well, Mini's going to at least get 1 on Rien's, but...
Blocking vision.
Who hit that?
Yeah,
all good. Not going to be 5 alive for Heretics, but pretty much, as Mini does at least recover a rifle. And he's got a 1v4. There's a spike. But this crossfire again, unpleasant. And that's why. Boo, comfortable, no problems there. And another round for Heretics.
Yeah, I think if Mates wanted to do something on A main, just wait for the salvos, wait for rotations to happen a little bit, and then punish. We know that that drone's coming out from Woot quite a lot, so maybe on the contacts of that drone, oh, let's go now. Rather than, we know we're going to get, we know Click is going to isolate himself, dashing past those salvos.
Yes.
There was a, yeah. I mean, it was a hero Vandal round. I don't want to be too...
No, we don't need to be too critical. And also for me, I'm going to look back at the veto from Gentlemates when it came to at least their Apex game and see when they took out Fracture 2, because this doesn't feel anywhere near as high up as the previous, but again, we do see the Operator back out now. Miniboo did get punished before, but this time you can see what he can achieve with it. A little bit more passive on the angle, a little bit less aggressive on the approach, but Zipan looking to try and maybe avenge his fallen teammate, but it looks like a single endeavor, no spacing or trading to it. Benji finds his corner of safety and waits for the next target, but I don't think he clocked the other player just next to him there. So down to 3, Robbie gets to live, and it's Cadaver to find Benji. Information was flowing between all of them. Ult invested, Rien's dips away to the other side. And look at the aggression though, hold on, Mini trying to turn the screws here. Trying to be the one to take the fight and take down some more of these players. Rien is, oh, Mini Boo! I missed that man. Stunning shots, but it is down to the 1v. Oh, the HP, Rien's. He was taken down so low there for a second. He will get to back away. Mini's been on a tear. Rien's has got to walk back in. 50 HP. And Mini, the angle, nasty. Is it prepared for? Get out of here, Riens! Of course you hit that. Just ruining Mini's attempt at a second round there for Gentlemate, but it will make 9 for Heretics.
Yeah, Riens once again with a massive clutch. Beautiful clutch from Riens. I think that the proactivity from Mates into CT, again, beautiful. They kind of made a very hard round winnable. But yeah, again, just Riens. I think
we do have a timeout coming in from Gentlemate, so, you know, they're hitting a bit of a brick wall here. I was going to try and take a look back at the previous veto just to kind of get a glance at, you know, when this was removed, you know, how often, you know, will they be looking to even lean towards this? And that's always kind of tricky to figure out.
Sorry, the point I completely forgot. The point I was going to make about this round was that Heretics are a team that are very good at reading the rhythm of the game. Okay. Last round, they shut down the A main and then knew that we had just solo Woot by himself grabbing an orb. Like, in what universe are you allowed to just go Wook up into a dangerous spot and just take an orb? And they played the 3 on B and then completely read Mates like a book. Yeah, Mates did go well to kind of battle back into the round, but Heretics just one step ahead. And
just because I've found it now, the veto from before, when we saw Gentlemates up against Apex, it was their second map ban from Gentlemates.
So it is low.
It is low down. So it is how it is. Again, you're not going to get your perfect veto, I think, up against a team like Heretics. But Pearl was also something they did well on before, so we'll see. We'll see where this lands on map 3, because I feel like we've had 2 pretty one-sided maps. I hate to break it to you. I doubt Gentlemates are bringing this back, but maybe they will.
It's the fun of Kickoff, where nobody really knows where the strengths of each other's maps are, so they play more for themselves.
Which, now, information found early. How does that shake things up here? Bare minimum Rubby has been noted towards that B side.
Big ults for Heretics, though. They're more than happy to play retake here, but again, it looks like Riens and Benji are going to try and hold this site despite the ult advantage.
See the ults coming in, forcing them away here. Miniboo gonna find Click. Riensis go down because of the creep from Mini. Again, Mini has been the one man to try and put up some numbers here. Zipan swings out from stairs and takes away Benji. The spike still yet to cross, though. That's with Mini. They've got a minute still to play with, and they're in a 3v2. They have time to play here. They don't have to do everything right now. Oh, Woot's timing! Come off it! Woot! Does he expect to follow up Mini? God, this feels like feast or famine between these two. Oh my God, Woot. Oh, it's purely cosmetic. I tell you it now, Heretics finding double digits in the first half.
Just pure individual brilliance at the end of Heretics there. I do want to point out, though, it's a 10-1 scoreline, but that's the kind of round that I don't want to see from a Heretics that's looking for internationals. I feel like 4 ults, and we're playing our weak side B on site. I think that's not an acceptable way to play this map. I think we need to be off site playing for retakes. I think against weaker teams like this, where we think we're better than them, that's going to work. But you play against some of the best teams in the world, I don't think that's... I want to play for win conditions, ults on this map, retakes.
And I think you're right to ask Heretics these sort of things, right? You want that level to come through consistently to an extent, right? Is it going to be every single round of every single game? No, but we hold them to that standard because if they fall into bad habits now, they'll only get punished when they go to those internationals. Those difference makers can be there. Contact made over towards the north side by Dish. NG sitting a little deeper towards Sand. Alt going to go in towards the side, and they should flood off the back of this. Cadaver's in a world of trouble, but it's Boo to take away Click, but the trades come in. Benji and Riens, they are so well positioned. The information game, they are winning it. Mini has been heroic for this side at times, but this, again, unless mistakes are made, you're not going to see it really happen here. Benji dodging bullets, but he can't really lose in these situations. It's 11-1, a very strong half coming through. Again, we hold Heretics to a high standard. They are the team that we are going to be sending to those internationals, to those events, so we ask to see the very best from them. And it feels like Fracture will be in that map pool, so I cannot wait to see more from them. But On the other side, of course, Gentlemates have a bit of an uphill struggle in front of them, but the man on the screen, if I'm not mistaken, we are fortunate enough to have some of his family in the audience and already a bit of a superstar. So as soon as I'm told we're ready for it, we'll be jumping down to a delightful interview with the man on the screen, well, mostly his parents.
An absolute superstar indeed. That is Robbie BKM, now joined by his mum and dad. Welcome to the Riot Games Arena. Now, I understand you were here last week as well to support him, so I wanted to ask you, what's it been like? Are you enjoying Berlin and also watching him in the games as well? I'll start with you.
Yeah, I love it a lot. When I see him, it's great. I think he works hard, and he wants to be a big player, so and an entertainer also, like me.
We love him.
Yeah, he's really great. We're very proud of him.
Of course, you have 3 sons and 2 of them are professional Valorant players, you know? So this is definitely not new to you. So I wanted to ask you, what have you learned perhaps from your boys, you know, about this world, about esports, competition and so on and so forth?
Yeah, well, we started as many other parents, like, oh, playing games, that's not good. What are you doing? You have to go outside, finish your school. Yeah, but we grew into this and we saw he was really serious and we grew in this world and it's really fascinating.
Yeah, and he's great at it as well. I also wanted to ask how you guys embraced, I guess, the fans, the French fans in particular, because they love him as well. They really support him.
Yeah, a lot, very a lot. Gentlemates is. We have first it was another. I think no, I don't know. Gentlemates is the fans are great. So for him it's also good because he loves it a lot, and I think good support is very good. Also for us, but also for the. Yeah.
I hope you've learned the chant. I hope you learned the Gentlemates. You know, we got.
Yeah, last week we did it.
Yeah, I love that. And last question. He seems to be the kind of guy that leads from the front, very passionate, very vocal. Has he always been like that? He likes that leadership role.
Yeah, he's been born like that. Even when he was very little, he's the entertainer at home. Yeah, he makes jokes. He's always making us laugh, and he's always in the front.
Now he's doing it on stage. Let's see if the Gentlemates can make a comeback in the second half.
We'll see. I think my mind's on map 3, but I think you're right there. This man is truly an impact in the server and, of course, out as well. Quite the personality to add through. You've had one of those before, personalities on your team, right? Bit loud, all the attention on them.
Annoying.
You said it, not me. You said it, not me. Yinzu's right there. She's going to jump up in a second.
She'd
Watch
agree
out.
with me.
11-1. Heretics flexing a little here, showing us this map is very much in play for them. Sending a bit of a message, of course, out there to the rest of the regions too. Be keeping eyes on this team, I'm sure. Plenty to learn. And same can be said for Gentlemates, though. What can we see from them here? What do they have for us?
Proactivity outside of A main, and they might catch a timing here.
They could do. That's nice. Oh, it took a little bit labor to get Benji down, but that's fine. You take that. That's a man advantage. Now working forward towards a side. Kadavra maybe outstayed his welcome a second or two. They're desperate to find a little bit more, but still plants in.
Mates implied they're going to go for the flank with that A main push, just regroup towards CT. It could catch Heretics off guard here.
Certainly could. Paint shell going in could be rough as well. Miniboo forced in. There was nowhere else for him to go, really. Fight forward, and that was your option. Boo turns around and catches Mini. Giving us in a 2v3 here. Zipan and Click. It's rough. What the dog doing? Oh dear. They're throwing all sorts at him. It's just Pokemon's being thrown at them now. Oh dearie me, Zipan. Yeah, it's wrap it up, put a bow on it. It's going to be 12. There's not too many ways to say it. And Woot's the one to seal it. 12 for Heretics. And 1 round off from getting us to map 3.
Yeah, I mean, I think if we were being critical, I think Cadaver and CT there needed to just stay alive for that retake. We got the advantage that we needed. This map, again, is all about those retakes. So if your weak side is just there to contain, delay, get information, and then stay alive, so that we can use the space that they've contained for the retake.
And whoever's on replays today, please clip Benji going hee hee. Thank you very much. And send it over. Has good potential. Oh! There's something really satisfying about just a sheriff shot like that. You got one for me? No. Oh, click. Do you mind? Okay, Robbie's done it though. That's fine. If we get a bit of a scrap on our hands, extend play a little bit. Why not? Throwing an entire menagerie in towards main. The dogs, the birds, all sorts. Robbie, do the best he can.
I was about to make the point that this kind of situation, you're kind of aim training. You just want to get back into the rhythm of just hitting some shots again, and you know,
that's all they're
nice
doing.
little round to do it for.
Have you seen a comeback like this?
Well,
one.
Probably, but maybe not in VCT.
Historically, there's got to be one. Imagine if it was a Fnatic game, and you know, both of us have got it. Who knows? No. What was the scoreline of your comeback? That one that everyone goes on about? I can't even remember.
11-3.
See, yeah, that's a lot. I've literally just opened Sliggy's chat to see if anyone's got one for me. Now they're trying 10 chances. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. Right, 10 chances. We need to get.
It was funnier earlier when it was 12 chances for ADG. Yeah. 10 is okay. But.
Yeah. Okay. Okie dokie. We go again. And it could be 9 chances.
Could be.
It's classics.
Full eco, just for reference, on a full eco, I'd love to see them just walking around the map, collect these orbs. So I think the tree one's gone, arcade one's gone. Just get as many as possible. Win condition on this map is these big ults. We've got a Raze ult and a Teo ult that we can farm for.
Okay. Just having a little walk, collect some orbs. A nice day. Spin the camera. Call out, they're coming my way. Could have a flee. But this should be handled, right? Again, it is classics. If they can get a plant, that'd be impressive. If they get a kill or two, cost them a weapon, cool. But very unlikely. Cadavra clean. This is nice for him. Again, it's confidence building as well. Woots, ooh, got a little nervous. Confidence builder there for Cadavra. That's fine. Again, you don't want to feel like you're completely cold in this game, because there is still going to be map 3, of course. So you don't want it to feel like it's impossible to be getting these kills. So an extension of play here. How many chances, Minnie?
I'm not doing that.
Wait, where's the pen?
There is a pen on here somewhere.
Free draw.
This isn't me.
No, you got to do it. Wait till the replay's over. Go on,
it's
do it.
actually hard to do the handwriting.
Yeah, but I want to see you try. Is it 9 now? How many?
This goes here.
It's so horrible.
Oh. No, leave it at 9. Leave it at 9. We'll leave it there. It's gone. It's gone quickly.
I assure you that it's not easy to do.
It's not, but that information is huge. Managed to get a good spot towards the players on their north side in this 3-2 split here, but Miniboo posts that to God knows where. Yeah, but at least it gives Woot a little bit of a walk up. I mean, Robbie's going to get the trade on that. Boo going to keep things moving forward. They pretty much have that B site now open and available, but they didn't expect Click, and I think Click's a little... it's his 3rd kill. Leave the man alone. This has been a really topsy-turvy round already, and he keeps going. I feel like he could have fallen off that and kept the pressure for the post-plant potentially, but now Miniboo trying to do the same sort of thing. The 3v3 could be all but over, because they have no idea that Miniboo is creeping around the corner. 1, 2, and a 3rd! Miniboo gets this one done at 13-3. Pearl is what we are waiting on, though. This map didn't look there yet for Gentlemates. For Heretics, it feels high up, but you don't want to miss how this one ends.
Let's go, boys! Tommy, you're the GOAT! I got more kills than last time! Let's go. I'm not fist bumping, I need to come first. What a picky!
Red Bull gives you wings.